Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. The day is finally here. We can take a look at Warhammer 3. Now of course, what better way to start the Warhammer 3 adventures by, well, starting a campaign overview series. In this series I try to break down each campaign so that you are prepared for your own campaigns when Warhammer 3 releases on the 17th. The first in this series will be, of course, Slaanesh, but before we get into the video, I do want to say a big thanks to Creative Assembly for giving me early access to the game so I can get these videos out to you as early as possible. And if you want to support the channel, you can do by purchasing it off my Nexus store, to which I'll link below. Nexus does provide Steam keys as well as it gives me a percentage cut of all purchases. These type of things do help keep us, well, floating along, so thank you. Slaanesh is dedicated to the pursuit of excess, gratification, hedonism, pain, and immoral pleasure at the expense of any other soul. He is the youngest of the Chaos Gods, for the complex emotions of erotic desire and decadence only exist within the minds of intelligent races. From within the realm of chaos, the Dark Prince revels in each new sensation discovered. Those who serve Slaanesh are consumed by their own dark passions, driven by the need for their mistress master's approval to commit more sordid atrocities. And so Slaanesh's followers practice war upon the nations of the south, seducing their foes into the service of their dark gods and inflict symphonies of misery upon those who resist his call. So let's talk about, well, Slaanesh for a bit. What kind of effects do they have? So Slaanesh gets the faction effect, the Arch Tempter, and the Arch Tempter increases your diplomatic relationships with all factions by 20, and you get more tribute from vassals. This is to replicate, you know, Slaanesh's seduction and control over intelligent mind. As well as that, they are suitable in frozen wastelands, chaotic wastelands, temperate islands, and savanna. Unpleasant climates for them are magical forests, which typically are, you know, your elves, and your mountainous regions and jungle. Uninhabitable locations are the ocean and the desert. So why did I specify magical forests? Well, it's just an interesting detail about the lore of the legendary lord that is for Slaanesh. Your lord faction leader, rather, is Nakari. Now, Nakari, in the lore, it has a vendetta, or, you know, hatred for elves, and you can see this by looking at the battle effects he gets. He gets a missile resistance against elves, as well as increased attack while fighting them. As well as that, he also reduces leadership of the local enemies. In terms of that, he has campaign effects that boosts his experience gain for each battle he fought against a new faction, so it's 50% increase. As well as that, he gets a reduced cost for seducing units, which we'll get on a little bit later in the video. So let's get on to Nakari's skill tree. Not only does he have Elven Grudge, as we said, you know, lore-wise he doesn't like elves, gives him the missile resistance and melee attack against elves. He has, well, he's a powerful psyker. No, wait, that's 40k. He's a powerful caster, rather. So he has the lore of Slaanesh, as you might expect for a Slaanesh lord, which gives him, you know, the unique Slaanesh magic, and there is being the Lash of Slaanesh, which is a breath attack, great for your, you know, your lines of infantry. Blissful Rapture, which can increase your attack and leadership. Acquiescence, which is it reduces speed and melee defense, or your enemies. Don't use it on yourself, please. Your Purveying of Slaanesh, which is a strong, like, anti-blob thing, attack, rather. It does incur rampage, but does a lot of damage. Then you have Hysterical Frenzy, which is a really strong spell that buffs your armor-piercing weapon damage, as well as your melee attack, but again, incurs rampage again. So you want to use that against your heavy armored enemy. Later on, you get Slicing Shards, which is another large bombardment. Again, use it for your big blobs and such whenever you can. And then you have Phantasmagoria, which I probably butchered, to be fair. It does lower the leadership, but the big thing is it stops enemies from moving. So great if you want to really, you know, mess around with enemy formations and such. And of course, you know, great for anything that's got range attacks. But other than that, you also have his unique skill line. which is a Winning Prey, which gives you the ability Winning Prey, which reduces a lot of the defense and attack. It's really strong, actually, as well as reducing the cost furthermore for seducing units by 10%. Again, I haven't showed that just yet, but wait till later on in the video and I'll show you that. As well as that, you have Monstrous Figure, which increases Nakari's speed and weapon strength by 12%. Unsubtle Seduction, which increases your relations furthermore with Warriors of Chaos, Daemons of Chaos, and Beastmen of Norska, so all the Chaos factions, as well as reducing the Khorne corruption. Again, Slaanesh does not like Khorne. That's what you start war with them and such. Then you have Soporific Musk. Good lord, I struggle with some of these names, but it does enable Soporific Musk attacks, which, you know, always is nice. As well as that, they have Whisper of Glory. So Whisper of Glory is another passive ability that they get, which reduces the melee defense. It's an area effect, though. And, of course, it's always on, so it's a permanent reduction to their melee defense. But, you know, also incurs Rampage. As well as that, Harvester of Souls. Harvester of Souls is the upgraded version. It's a passive attack which increases, or rather, regains vigor as a, you know, a aura, as well as healing. Good God, my words just went then. As well as that, lastly, you've got Disciples of Excess, which is your increase of summoning a disciple army size. Another note as well with Slaanesh is that they have access to the Law of Shadow as well as the Law of Slaanesh. So with the Aloresh, with the Shadow law, they get access to the Melikov's Mystifying Miasma, or rather, they get to upgrade it, of course. They have Smoke and Mirrors, which increases speed, and that's also damage. The Enfeebling Foe, which decreases your attack and defense, or not your attack. Again, do not think that this does use against you yourself. Then you got the Withering, which is your lowers your armor and leadership. The Penumbral Pendulum, which of course you'll know this from WARHAMMER 2. It's a wind spell which can really crush on your opponent's battle lines. As well as that, they have the Pit of Shades, which is a vortex spell, great for, you know, blobs. Occam's Mind Razor, which is a increase your your base weapon damage and your armor piercing weapon damage. Also imbues magical attacks, and then the standard stuff. Also Loresses, for those who are curious, they do get different bonuses that they can pick up, which is the Locus of Grace, which increases your melee defense and physical resistance. Your charge, your Locus of Swiftness, which of course increases your speed and charge bonus and charge speed, and then Locus of Beguilement, which is your minus your leadership and melee defense. So you've heard me talk about Seduction a few times in this video already, and now I'll finally get to showing it for you. So Seduction is the unique mechanic of the Seducers of Slaanesh. So what you can do is, if you check down here, you have a favor amount, and that favor amount is how much you can use to seduce the enemy, as well as next to that is also the number of units that can be seduced. So if we click the Khorne, or rather the Chaos Warhounds, we've used 900 out of our 2000 available to us of favor and our 1 unit slot to seduce the enemy unit. So what does this do, Nathan, you ask? Well, when you choose a unit that you want, let's go with the Blood Letters of Khorne and click Seduced Unit. It then transfers it towards your side and you get to use it in the upcoming battle. So what else can Slaanesh do? Well, Slaanesh can also summon the Unholy Manifestations. And what does this do? Well, when you click the Unholy Manifestations, you have access to 4 different manifestations. At the start of the game, you only have access to the Painful Pleasure, which provides more campaign movement range, speed increase, weapon strength, and charge bonus by 6, but also does make your army take damage. So if we click Painful Pleasure, we click Nakari, so now our current target is Nakari, we can then click Perform. Now it is worth noting that the higher your corruption is, the newer one, the more manifestations you have unlocked. So let's go click perform under Kari's army. There we go. We performed an unholy manifestation on Nakari's army. Now you can see the little effect, little smoky effect on Nakari's army. So Slaanesh also has the access to Seductive Influence. So what is a Seductive Influence? A Seductive Influence is essentially how much manipulative power you have against a faction. The higher it is, the easier it is for you to, you know, corrupt them and, you know, get stuff off them and eventually vassalize them. This also does provide them, you know, bonus leadership when they're fighting against you, the lower it is. So, you know, you gain this by essentially getting cults and gifts of Slaanesh, and also high Slaaneshi corruption. So yeah, you want to basically build this up with corruption and cults and gifts of Slaanesh. So let's get on to talking about Slaanesh's tech tree. Slaanesh's tech tree is categorized into 6 different segments. 6 segments of perfume, or scents rather. So what type of technologies do they have access to? Well, the first section we take a look at has access to some growth buffs, some control buffs, and later on you get some, you know, construction reduction such. So a lot of build up your settlement type deal, and then later on you get income from buildings. The second section is all about your combat statistics and, you know, your offensive stuff. You know, early on you start off with like leadership buffs against Khorne being the opponent. You know, Slaanesh doesn't like Khorne. Some reduction to units, seducing units. Later on you get even more seducing unit budgets, which, as we said earlier, you get, like, for example, 2,000. This increases it by 50%, and then mid tiers like sacking and looting. The third section is all about your relations and corruption increase. You do start off with another little segment or section rather in it. You get reduction to cooldown of your spells, and then you get narcissism, which stops you from, or well, I guess the enemy from moving. And later you get ill repute, which is a area effect of speed and vigor increase. The fourth rather, I'm losing track already. The fourth section or category is all about your heroes and your what kind of actions they do, like spreading corruption. You get some devotees from Gifts of Slaanesh, and later on you get casualty replenishment. So, you know, there's a little bit of a mix, I guess. The fifth section, it gives you some reduction to Furies and spawns Slaanesh and such different units. Some reduction cost to Allures, or Alluresses rather, and some Demonette units. You know, lots of upkeep reduction there. And finally, the sixth one, you have access to, well, Slaanesh's Lash, which is a spell for your Keeper of Secret units. Rapturous Bliss, which is again, these are all about your Keeper of Secret units. They give you spells for your Keeper of Secrets, like Slicing Shards. These are what Nakari generally has. Then the last one you have, if you need Tormented Whisper for this, though, which is a building, of course, is the increase to recruitment rank of Keeper of Secrets, as well as buffing their armored piercing and charge. So all about Keeper of Secrets. So if you're leaning into them, definitely you want to go into this. But of course you need to get the right building. One last thing that Slaanesh can do is deploy or spawning disciple armies for 300 devotees. Let's do that. So a disciple army is essentially just that. It's a small stack of infantry that, or rather units that take attrition if they're not in high Slaanesh corruption areas. So they need to be in Slaanesh corruption. But they're great for if you want to attack a settlement, like so, with reinforcements. And you can use them, you know, to tank take the brunt of the forces. But yeah, let's just do that. But and they will go eventually. But, you know, they're very useful for when you need those extra troops. As well as that, you can spawn in, you can use disciples or to make cults for 1,000 devotees. Just have a cooldown. But yeah. Alrighty, that is it for the video today. Now, is this a lord for you? Do let me know in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe. Other than that, you will catch me live pretty much every day with WARHAMMER 3 over on my Twitch channel, which I'll link below. I might even be streaming at the time I release this video, so definitely go check it out. Other than that, I shall see you hopefully next time. Bye bye.